Tomsriver Show. Pat O'Melia here, Jersey City resident. But, you know, there's a lot of similarities between Tomsriver and Jersey City. Down here, I consider Jersey City the gene pool. Everybody I meet in Tomsriver, Ocean County, or Seaside Heights all seem to be somewhere related to Jersey City. Within a few questions, I get to Jersey City. So that's kind of like the gene pool. I've been covering Jersey City since 1998, I think, maybe even a year or two earlier than that. When I started in radio, then I moved on to television in 2004. We have two studios. We have one in North Bergen, New Jersey, and one in Seaside Heights. Ready to Roll Studios here, where I'm filming the show, and North Bergen with Hudson Media. Now, this show will utilize both those studios. There'll be times I bring in the mayor, department heads, and instead of bringing them to the studio, I'll bring them in through webcam. We have those capabilities in the North Bergen studio. We'll soon have them here in the Seaside Heights studio. And the Seaside Heights studio, we're going to dedicate this to Tomsriver, Seaside Heights in Ocean County. Just like we do with our North Bergen facility. It's really dedicated to Hudson County and its municipalities. We're going to concentrate on Tomsriver, Seaside Heights, and the county. We'll bring in Joe Ficari. We'll bring in their department heads from the Ocean County. For that matter, this week, contributors to the show. Tom Kelleher, the mayor of Tomsriver, we'll be bringing him in. He might even be on this show today. Mike Mastronardi, your Ocean County Sheriff. Mike's been in the studio before. We'll bring him in. The Ocean County Prosecutor, Coronado, he's going to be part of it. My buddy from the Asbury Park Press, Mike Diamond, excellent writer, handles a lot of the business stories. And this show is going to get involved with the businesses in Tomsriver, especially on Route 37. There are a ton of vacancies on Route 37. The more business, you know, today, you know, we're in the Christmas season. You know, they're hitting Amazon, they're hitting the stores. We need to get people on Route 37. Will malls ever be what they were 10 years ago, 20 years ago? I doubt that. But the little stores, the niche stores, you have, you know, Saturdays, small business Saturdays. There's always those stores where you want to go and pick something up today. Now, say I'm buying a TV. You can buy it off Amazon or B&H. I like to touch, feel, look at it, and once I've made my decision on a television, I want to take it home with me. So I'll go to PC Richards, Best Buys, and I'll look at the TVs. I'll make sure I have my model number. I try to be a smart consumer. But once I made the decision, I like to take it and go. You know, TV's pretty big now. The old days, it was hard to do that because old days, you know, the TVs were like boat anchors. Now, you know, you get a 55-inch TV, you can handle that yourself, bringing in these flat screens. But the old days, yeah, that was like a piece of furniture. For that matter, in the North Bergen, we'll probably utilize Tomsriver here too. We're going to go forward with a show we call Icons, where we're going to start interviewing, kind of like a documentary, on, you know, mayors and council people and business leaders and civic leaders, that sort of thing. And we're little by little, we're putting this set together. And hopefully Icons, because in the production business, we have a lot of ideas. What shows go forward really depends on the activity. I think Icons go forward. For that matter, we're building the set. In the North Bergen facility, there is an old television. If you're of a certain age, like my age, you had this TV. It was a piece of furniture. It was hardwood. We got an old radio that's going to come in from like the 40s. In the back, the back set, you'll see like an 8-track player, old radios, Instamatic cameras, Polaroid camera, big 8-track, big white thing. You've seen it in a lot of the old TV shows. But Icons will interview people who affected your life. You know, maybe not on a national level, but on a local level. But these are the things I want this show to do, is help Tomsriver, help the business community by creating jobs. You want to cut taxes, you want to cut crime, create jobs. Now, when I come in on Route 37, you know, the Appalachian Trail down here in Tomsriver, there are stores that have been vacant for years. When I took this studio space here 2+ years ago, every facility I looked at, every space I looked at on Route 37 is still vacant today. 2+ years ago, and those spots are still vacant. Also on the flip side, in Seaside Heights, um, Lundy took me around, Seaside Realty, and Mike Lundy. And he was showing me places on the boulevard. We didn't have the right height, that sort of thing. Every spot I looked at in Seaside Heights on the boulevard is still vacant today. So there's got to have to be some leap of faith by these property owners. They're holding out for some rent that isn't reasonable right now or realistic. That's not going to work. One of the things I'll meet with Mayor Boggs in Seaside Heights, and I'll meet with Mayor Keller, is we kind of incentivize somehow to get people to take the risk of going into business. The facilities here, the bones of stores are here. We just got to get people in there. And the more you can create jobs and you put people in business, the better it is for all the communities. And that's one of the things this show is going to strive to do. Now, we're going to break for commercial. When I come back, we're going to give you some warnings from the Ocean County prosecutor and some smart things to do during the Christmas season. We'll be right back. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design studio and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. Meineke Car Care, Jersey City, 2 locations, 700 Tunley Avenue, half-mile north of County Road, 1613 Kennedy Boulevard, just north of Bayonne. Meineke, bumper-to-bumper car care, brakes, exhaust, oil change, diagnostic, wheel alignment, batteries, CV joints, shocks, and so much more. First-rate service at a price you can afford. All major cards accepted. Apply for a Meineke card. Meineke, Jersey City. Stop by, let Sammy check your brakes for free. We're back. You're watching the Tomsriver Show. Pat O'Melia here. And, of course, it would not be the Tomsriver Show if we didn't have the main man from Tomsriver, your fine mayor, Tom Kelleher. Tom, welcome to the show.
Pat, thank you. It's nice to be back again. It's nice to see you, and I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, well, my house, Thanksgiving's still going.
Uh-oh.
Until the stuffing runs out, it's Thanksgiving.
Relatives that didn't go home yet. Pat, what are you up to these days?
Well, I'm trying to promote Tomsriver. I want to get involved with promoting the town, the business community, the civics. I want to try to bring jobs to Tomsriver. I want to try to be an asset for you and your fine town.
Well, we appreciate that. I hope we can help you do that.
Well, we're going to try to get some business on Route 37. There's a lot of vacancies down here. I look at bringing jobs to any town as a way of reducing property taxes, reducing crime, helping the homeless situation. The more jobs we can create, the better off we are.
Absolutely correct. Absolutely. That's part of our main goal here, too, in our administration here in Tomsriver.
I know I'm going to be talking to your business improvement director pretty soon. Start working hand in hand with him. I want to promote. I want to promote any activities you have going on town-wise. But let's talk a little Tomsriver first. You just had a campaign for the council people. That didn't work out too well for you as a Republican mayor.
Well, I think I can safely say this, that our current administration, despite all the good things they've done, are a victim of circumstances that are beyond their control with the overdevelopment in the northern part of Tomsriver, that it is a problem and it's beyond our control, and the Democrats capitalized on it. When they take their seats after the first of the year, they're not going to be able to do anything more, despite all their promises, that we've been able to do ourselves. So, but having said that, I'll tell you, I'm very proud of our whole administration and the stuff we've been able to do. Pat, maybe it might help in your promotion of the town to let me run through some of the things we've done that help make this an outstanding town. You know,
Mayor,
first of all, for the calendar year, we had a zero tax increase, which is very rare and unusual within this time frame of our society and within this geographic area. And that's due to good management and husbanding our strength and our energies here. Along those lines, we have continually gotten A+ readings from the bonding agencies And the reason they cite is because of the excellent uh, management and fiscal responsibility displayed by the town. And as you know from your experience, an A-plus bond rating saves the township money because the interest rates are a lot lower when you have a rating like that. Uh, we have had municipal audits for the last 5 years where there hasn't been a single administrative comment or criticism. And in local government, that is also an unusual situation. But Tom, I don't know if the public or Pat, I don't know if the public understands this too. We have the greatest recreation program in the entire state of New Jersey. I'm on the New Jersey League of Municipalities Executive Committee, and everybody acknowledges that. No other town in New Jersey has miles of oceanfront beach, 18-hole golf course, 2 ice skating rinks, and 15 parks scattered throughout the program or throughout this township. And then, Pat, in the summertime, we have summer programs that we work in conjunction with the schools. Throughout the schools, we have over 600 youngsters enrolled in these programs that involve the usual stuff for summer camps, sports, field trips, beach trips, and things of that nature. So that's something I'm really proud of. In addition to that, we do all these things and still are in the throes of recovering from Sandy. We just have a program now to repave all of the streets in Ortley Beach that were destroyed by Sandy. And we waited this long because there was so much construction going on that we didn't want to repave the streets and then have the contractors or the utilities have to do laterals and dig up trenches in the street. So that's a program that's going to start any day now. And that's part of our effort to rebuild. The Army Corps of Engineers already did a couple of weeks of work in the beginning of the summer to at least give us a temporary fix. And that program is now working its way down the coast, and they should be here right after the first of the year to finish that project. And, the principle of that, Pat, is to bring the beach out like about the length of a football field so that in the event that, and then have some higher dunes so that if there's another surge like we had at Sandy, as that surge is going over the dry sand, it's dissipating. And so when it hits a higher dune, it doesn't have the energy to wash over. I was with
where you don't have another Sandy situation.
That's correct. Because, some people in the mainland say, well, what are you spending too much time worrying about the people in Ortley? It's not just the people in Ortley. That storm damaged Ortley. It was ground zero of the storm. But we also had a lot of damage on the mainland side, and also the economic damage to businesses and so on, people out of work, affected the entire the township. And
well, it took about 35% of your ratables away, didn't it, Sandy?
It took $2 billion of lost ratables. And I don't want to keep dwelling on Sandy,
well, let me break for commercial. Let's break for commercial. Right. Take a sip of coffee like I will, and we'll be right back.
Okay.
Panapinto Properties, Jersey City. Shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office space and an address your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment. Adjacent to all modes of transportation. On-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. 201-521-9000 or visit on the web at panapintoproperties.com. Panapinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
Good Friend Self-Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self-Storage. Let us be your good friend.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers the quality of life you deserve in 10 high-rise rental towers with amenities such as the on-site Newport Path subway, light rail and ferry service, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Sears, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams Supermarket is just outside your front door. A health and fitness club, spa, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. NewportNJ.com. Enjoy the New York skyline from Newport Town Square. Manhattan is just one path stop away or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Want to visit Newport? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. Go to newportnj.com for details. Newport has luxurious towers, great restaurants, shopping, New York skyline views, schools, playgrounds, a marina and yacht club, gym, spa, fine wine, fine living. It's incredible. It's you. NewportNJ.com. Newport. Live like you want.
We're back. You're watching the Tomsriver Show, and my guest is the esteemed mayor of Tomsriver, Tom Kelleher, one of my buddies. Hey, Tom, we're back.
All right. Well, to take up where we left off before the break, we're talking about all of the things that this administration has done in the past year. And, the criticism about the last election, the issue was the overdevelopment in North Jersey, North Dover Township. One of the things we've done to try and check that is that we've been buying open space every chance we get. There's still some farmland up there and some vacant properties that we're acquiring to keep them in open space to do everything we can to cut down on a development. A township just can't blow a whistle and say stop developing, because this is America. People own property. They have zoning ordinance. They're entitled to do what they want. One of the problems that causes a lot of criticism, very frankly, is the state's failure to do anything to widen Route 9 as it comes through Lakewood and into Tomsriver. My wife's a native here from Tomsriver, and she said that Route 9 is still in the same condition it was in the day the Hindenburg crashed, and they have no immediate plans to fix it, and that compounds the congestion, and that's an unfortunate situation. But we're going to continue to acquire open space. As a matter of fact, we had a survey question on the ballot from last November to whether the people will support continued efforts along those lines, and we had an overwhelming vote of support on that issue. Tom, one of the other things, or Pat, one of the other things that people should know that we've done is we brought our police department back up to full strength under the ordinance of 160 officers. We lost a lot with retirements, and because of some of the retirements, what we had to pay to fellows for their accumulated sick leave, vacation time, and so on, we had a little trouble hiring some new people. We're back to full strength, and it couldn't happen at a better time because we are burdened, sorry to say, with this opiate epidemic here. Last year, I'm sure the public knows this, and I'm sure you do, that in calendar year 2016, 49 people died in Ocean County as a result of heroin overdose. And according to the county prosecutor, 209 people died throughout the county, and 49 of them were ours, in addition to the hundreds of applications of Narcan that resuscitated people who were in the throes of overdose. So if there was ever a time we needed a police department out there on the street responding to this crisis, it's absolutely essential. And just in furtherance of that, we have joined in with a national lawsuit with a firm from Washington, D.C. that's handled the big tobacco cases, things of that nature, where we're going after the pharmaceutical firms who really knew all along how habit-forming these drugs were, and misled people, encouraged doctors to overprescribe, and so on. So hopefully that's going to help going forward. What else have we done? We've done,
You've done a great job, Tom. You've done a great job. This election was no indictment on you, that's for sure.
Well, that's the point I like to make to people, because it's that one issue, and it's the overdevelopment in North Dover. And I defy anybody, Democrat, Republican, Independent, whatever, to come in and do a better job than we've been trying to do.
You've held the line on taxes. You've lost money from state aid. You're not getting the same money you got before from the state, and yet you managed to hold the line still with a lot of your ratables gone. As I know, as you know, I speak to a lot of the statewide politicians. You're
Right.
highly respected. You've done a great job down there under tough circumstances.
Well, I appreciate that, and it's, with a town this size, you can't do it all yourself. And we've put together here what I call a first-class team. We have an outstanding business administrator, an outstanding CFO, and our department heads. Every one of them are absolutely outstanding. We have 17 separate departments: the police, fire, taxation, purchasing, the law department. And I could go through the whole.
I'll be promoting all of them.
Good. Well, every one of them.
Promoting them and all the work that you do and your hard work, I'm going to make sure the people of Tomsriver know about it. Because you've done an excellent job down there. And again, that election with those 3 out of the 4 seats going Democrat is not an indictment on you, because Maria won.
Yeah,
Maria Maruka came through.
And she's in an area where she's not confronted with that
With the development.
overdevelopment.
And you're right. You can't just zone out development issues. We have the same problems in Jersey City. We're suffering from overdevelopment, and you're going to have to figure a way to curb that. I don't know how that is.
And see, part of that is to accommodate affordable housing, which is mandated on us by the COA and the state of New Jersey.
Well, if anybody can deal with these problems, Mayor Kelleher, it is you. We're out of time, sir.
Thank you. It's good to be with you.
Hey, listen, anytime you want to be on a show, you can handle the interview yourself. I just drink coffee here. Thank you, Tom. I'll talk to you later. That was Mayor Kelleher, the mayor of Tomsriver, who is doing an excellent job down there. We're going to break for commercial. We'll be right back.
Rama Jewelers, located in the Lyndhurst Shopping Center at 413 Valley Brook Avenue, Lyndhurst. Come for all your jeweler needs at Rama Jewelers, where you will find a fine selection of necklaces, earrings, rings, and bracelets. Choose from one of our complete sets, our many signature items, or find the perfect engagement ring. Come on down. That's Rama Jewelers at 413 Valley Brook Ave, Lyndhurst. Call 201-939-5784 or visit us online today.
The Jersey City Medical Center. You know it for its award-winning, life-saving ambulance service. It's also your health hub, with health and wellness locations staffed with certified professionals all through Hudson County. The Jersey City Medical Center, here to help you with your healthy, here when you need us the most. The Jersey City Medical Center. Visit us on the net to learn more. Jersey City Medical Center, Robert Wood Johnson, Barnabas Health Facility. Let's be healthy together. We're back. You're watching the Tomsriver Show. I'm Pat O'Melia. You're a concerned Tomsriver resident. That's why you watch the show. That's why I do the show. And again, it's on Mondays, 6 o'clock, Saturdays, 10 o'clock on Comcast Channel 190. You can watch it again on HMG TV shows, livestream.com. For that matter, download the app. You can watch the show all the time. You can see all our other productions. Shore Show's one of them. And there's a lot of other programs, not just my stuff. One of the things with Phil Murphy, another thing Phil Murphy was talking about is free community colleges. Listen, I tell you, there's no free lunches in this world. Everything has a cost. And if somebody, teachers are going to be paid, professors are going to be paid, the school's going to be open, the lights got to be paid when they open the school, somebody's going to pay for that. And that somebody is usually you. Not usually, it is always you. So these are the things Phil Murphy has got to concern himself with, or he becomes one and done. And if Tom Kaine's the next governor or Kim Gardano's the next governor, whoever the Republican savior will be to save the state from the rule of the Democrats. And it's interesting this time around because the Democrats have the Senate, they got the Assembly, and the governorship. One of the things Phil Murphy has jumped out in front of is the minimum wage, jacking it up to $15 an hour. There are a lot of problems with raising this up to $15 an hour. I think right now it's at $8.44. And he's not going to do it overnight, but it will be phased in a couple of years. Small business can't handle $15 an hour. I bring kids into the studio. They graduated from college, They've taken, the technical training to become editors and cameras, and they'll come to our studios, and they need experience. And we give them the opportunity to sink or swim here. Some of them intern and some of them stay with us, or some of them will come in when we're looking for editors, and we'll bring them in and we'll let them learn the cameras. We'll let them learn how to do editing and sound and set design and lighting and all these things that are involved in producing a television show. And that takes a long time to grasp. It's not something you're going to get in 2 or 3 months or a year. On the average, those guys usually spend 3 to 4 years with us. And when they're done with us, working with my studios, my guys have moved on to Verizon, MSNBC, Major League Baseball, and Secaucus. My guys have moved on, but we give them the time to sink or swim. And they start, they start at about $10 an hour, I guess, and they work their way up. Now, nobody's ever come into me and say, I'd like a raise. No, I know when you're moving up the ladder, and I'll give you the raise. You force me to pay $15 an hour, and again, these kids are part-time. There's no full-timers here. Mostly, actually, we should really go back to looking at freelancers here. They work on the average 20, 22, or 24 hours a week, depending on what projects we got going on. If you're going to force me to pay $15 an hour, I'm not going to hire the kids. I could throw a couple of more dollars at that and get a guy who's got far more experience than some kid that's just off an internship who really probably should be an intern. I've had the kids come in, looking for jobs. They had nothing to stand on outside I graduated and some little projects they did themselves. And I got to take a leap of faith. I see the kid's enthusiasm and dedication. I'll give them a shot. That won't happen if you force everybody to pay $15 an hour. And one of the things Phil Murphy said is, family of 4 can't live on minimum wage. Well, you're right. It was never designed to raise a family on minimum wage. It was protection that you weren't working for less that amount. But really, if you're working for minimum wage and you're an adult like 30-some-odd years old, I'm going to tell you, if you're 21 years old and you're working for minimum wage, you've made some mistakes. You've made some mistakes along the way. And if you're 40 and you're working at minimum wage, you really made some mistakes. Minimum wage is great for the kids, teenagers, school age, high schoolers, kids just starting college. They can work at the ShopRites, the restaurants, the retail stores. It isn't a big nut for the employer to cover. But you start mandating $15 an hour, that's a lot of money for these small stores who work on especially the food industry works on a close margin. Supermarkets work on a very close margin. I worked for ShopRite when I was a kid. It was probably the greatest job I ever had. I was getting paid. There were a lot of girls. You met girls constantly. I was a big, strong kid. I worked in grocery. I worked in all the departments. And for years after that, I took a job as a trailer mechanic. Again, minimum wage, making like $3 an hour. One of the greatest jobs. Again, I had a ton of money at that age. Like $98 a week was my take-home. I was paying like $10 of rent. You couldn't go wrong. But if you force employers to pay $15 an hour, not going to work. And like I said, again, I appreciate it. You can't raise your family on minimum wage, but you never were supposed to. All right, we're out of show. You be good. You be safe. I'll talk to you next week. Don't forget, tweet or go to our website if you need to get in touch with me. You be good. You be safe. Good night.